Welcome to the final part of my turn maneuvers series. I've been following these airplanes and the activities here that are in my neighborhood, and they fly over us on their way to landing to Palomar Airport. When we saw one do a go-around, one of the big jets, that was really unusual. And then also there was another one that was performing 360-degree maneuver. That was part one. Part two of this series. In those ones, I had put up a chart for the landing approach, which was a RNAV chart. And I don't think that's what they're using here. I think probably what it is they're going off with the instrument landing system, the ILS. And so that one has initial fix is a little closer than the one for the RNAV. I'm not a aviation person or a pilot or anything. I don't really know how all this navigation stuff works. So I kind of like watch some videos, kind of get a little information that way. And the way it sounds is they'll probably fly in, go over the mountains. So I think probably what's happening is when their altitude is too high, then they have to make these adjustments. So in the case of the turns, so we have some S-turns and kind of a horseshoe type turn. What's happening is if you look at the altitude, they're a couple thousand feet higher than what they would be on a straight-in approach. So for whatever reason, they're coming in higher on those days. So in this this video covers about a year's worth of flights. So it's the JSX XE476 flight and the XE or 622 flight, and those are around 1 o'clock. 476 comes in 1:57. The 622 is usually around 1:30. They're quite frequent, and so this is just recordings over a period of a year. And what I did was I looked at, okay, what does a flight look like when you're having to do the jog, and then what does one look like when you're having straight-in approach? And it does clearly seem that it's an elevation thing. So maybe when they go over the mountain pass, they got to stay up higher because of turbulence. That's why we're seeing this unusual maneuvering. Like I said before, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just curious, a person that's looking on the ground wondering what's happening. Why do they need to make those turns? What's the reason for it? So that's what I was kind of looking at. Anyways, you'll see some different screenshots, and just picked up stuff from Flight Radar, and then I added in Google Earth screenshots showing elevations and stuff like that, so you can kind of get an idea of it. I did a couple screen recordings, just kind of tracing along the pathway of the elevation of the airplane. You can kind of see how high that is, and also what's the elevation of the mountain range. And I think the maximum was about 7,500 feet. So, the planes are plenty high enough when they're coming over. And there must be a reason. Either they're just not executing it soon enough, which doesn't really make sense, because if they're using precision instruments to fly the airplane, you think they'd be dead on everywhere they went. But maybe this was all visual over the top of the mountains, because it seems to vary. The most of the time they'll come in with a pretty straight approach into the airport, but occasionally they don't. And then we had those two incidences where the planes were doing some kind of what you would consider more extreme maneuvers. 360 circle in a big aircraft like that isn't the most ideal thing to do. And then the go around, that was last minute. So they must have had a good reason to do a go-around. But both times it looks like it was an altitude thing. Even the go-around looked like it was, they were coming in too fast, maybe too steep, and they hit their final approach fix, and they decided, hey, we're not going to make it like this. We're going to pull up and go around, so that's what they did on that one. But on these, this is just following the route, so it's nothing really out of the ordinary that probably, occasionally would happen once a week, maybe, out of the whole thing, once a month. That's about it. If you like the videos, hit the like button, so we need the likes, the like buttons. If you didn't like it, maybe you'll subscribe. Because when you subscribe, you know, you might like the next one. So it's a good idea to subscribe to this stuff, and then that way, if there's something else that comes up, you'll get an alert. And I'm hoping that I'll get better at it. I keep trying. Enjoy listening to me talk about myself, then certainly subscribe for that. You know, I really need that. And then also, if you got any comments, if you're a flight simulator person, you know, and you're armchair pilot, you know, like me, I'm not really a pilot, I'm a spectator. So I'm more of a passenger if I ever go flying. But if you are somebody that maybe knows a little bit about what's going on here, you know, leave a comment, because comments are good. You know, they're really helpful in understanding what's happening in the world. And so if you could do that, that'd be great. But anyways, so this is RB signing off. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. So if you're interested in the other ones, look for why do a go around, and then why do 360 turn. You know, so you can kind of get an idea what the series is about, like that. It's mainly just the maneuver of these planes. So let's get started. I'll move on. See ya.
Slowing her back, takes flight 476.
Okay, sounds good. Normal speed should be just fine. As you get low, it's going to get real hazy. I do have the approach lights on. People are making it in okay.
Thank you for that. Big flight 476.
Big trip 476 off, source, check out to the
flight 476.
Big flight 476, turn left Alpha 6, contact ground 20.
Take a left, point 8, big flight 476, thank you.